Palmeiras 1, Chelsea 2. Difficult game, more difficult than the Benfica game, but the performance was slightly better. It was slightly better than the last one. We went with a lineup consisting of Sanchez, Gusto, Chalobah, Cole, Cucurella, and since Caicedo was suspended, we gave Santos his first start, and he was good. He stepped up. Like I'm very impressed. I was happy that he started. At first, I didn't notice him because I didn't see the lineup. I just watched the game and I was like, wait, that's Santos. And I was happy. You know, we've all wanted we wanted Santos to, you know, get some minutes, and he did get minutes in the last game and the game before that. And I'm impressed. Like, I'm really impressed with how Maresca's managing the minutes of these players. And given that Caicedo was suspended, and Lavia wasn't available, it was the right call to start Santos. And Santos, he was good. He was good, calm, composed. At times, his tackles very well, very well. I can tell at times he was still adjusting to playing in the system, but for his first start, he did actually very well. I'm very impressed, very impressed. Then who else was in the midfield? Yeah, Palmer and Enzo. Then on the left was Nkunku. Then on the right, Neto, and then up top, Delap. I'll be honest, Delap, it wasn't his game. He wasn't effective, wasn't very effective. Neto, on the other hand, I think he played very well. Nkunku, he wasn't amazing, but he wasn't terrible. He was just decent, you know. He does like the basics. He does all right at doing the basics, but he doesn't do anything that you're gonna miss him for. Like you don't. There's not a moment of the game where you look at it and think, oh snap, we needed Nkunku here. We needed Nkunku here. Like there isn't really. But we start the game off very well. We spent the entire half pretty much testing their goalkeeper. I think they had one chance against us, but apart from that, we pretty much spent the entire half testing their goalkeeper. First shot off in the first 3 minutes, already a save been made. Then later on, Chalobah passes to Palmer. Good turn from Palmer. Delap drags the defender so Palmer can have some space. Palmer slots it down the bottom corner. 1-0 in about 15 minutes, and that's the great start we needed. Then we spend the rest of the first half pretty much testing their goalkeeper. There was one thing that stuck with me in the first half, was when Nkunku got the ball and the keeper he's not really in position. He's very far from his post, and Nkunku, with all the space he had, he skies it, and I'm like, this is what I mean. It's like the guy he does the basics well, but then like something like that happens. And like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Especially in a game like this where we know how bad our defense is. We're not going to keep a clean sheet. We need to get the second goal, and that happens. We go into the second half, and this is what I worry about, because we drop off a little bit. Quick pass to ESTEVAO. ESTEVAO hits it, and it's in the back of the net. And from the angle, like, you shouldn't be able to score something like that. But then I look at Sanchez, and I'm like, you're positioning off again. And it reminded me of the game, and it reminded me of the Benfica game, because there was a player that played a cross into the box, and it nearly went in the back of the goal. If Sanchez didn't catch that was going in the back of the net. And it's his positioning again. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm screaming at Sanchez, but on the other hand, I'm looking at ESTEVAO, and I'm like, that's a very good goal. And then the next 10 or 15 minutes, pretty much the momentum is with Palmeiras, and yeah, we're fighting for our lives. Then we get more control of the game again. The ball gets to Gusto. He crosses it. He tries to cross it, but the ball goes off one of the defenders and it goes in the back of the net. We get the goal, and I wasn't worried when we conceded, to be honest, because of how we responded in the Benfica game. I thought, you know what, I know Palmeiras will score, but I don't think it'll go to extra time. I don't think this will go the distance like last time. It was lovely to see Pedro come on, because he was brilliant. And now we're into the semi-finals of the Club World Cup, and we're playing Fluminense. I believe they beat Al Hilal yesterday. Let's be honest, if we make it to the final, I do believe we're going to play PSG. It's going to be PSG if we get to the final. But first, we beat Fluminense. We have to beat Fluminense.